Hello, and thank you for your interest in the Emergency Assistance for Non-Public Schools, or EANS program. The Emergency Assistance for Non-Public School Fund is a $55 million allocation to Louisiana through the Federal Coronavirus Response and Relief Supplemental Appropriations Act. In order to access the application, please visit the Louisiana Department of Education's website, which is www.louisianabelieves.com. On the home page, you'll be able to click the button Access the EANS application. You will now see the Federal Support and Grantee Relations Library. On the right side of the page, there are several files to assist you with filling out the application. We recommend that you review these resource materials before starting the application. After you have reviewed these materials, then please click on Access the EANS application button. This will take you to the first page of the application. From here, please click Apply Online. If you are logging in for the first time, you will need to click Sign Up. You will then enter your email address and create a password. Please note that this email address will be used for all program communications. Please ensure that you put in an email address that is checked regularly. After you have entered in your email address and a password, please click Sign Up. Please also note that you will need to remember this password, as it will be the way that you access the application throughout the entire application review process. You are now in step 1 of 8 at the application. This is noted at the top of the screen. Please note that at any time you may select Save Draft and Exit. If you do this, your application will be saved and you'll be able to log back in at a later time and fill it out. At this time, you will confirm and enter all contact information. Please note that this is the primary contact. Therefore, this will be the person that is contacted throughout the program. Please ensure this information is accurate. After you have filled out this information, please select Next. You are now in step 2 of 8 of the application. The paragraphs in front of you are a description of the application process and allocation methodology. Please read this information in detail before moving forward. It's very important information for this program. Please also note that the deadline to complete this application is Sunday, April 4th at 11:59 p.m. After you have read this information, please select Next. You are now in step 3 of 8 of the application. Please use the search bar at the top of this section to locate your school. You will be searching by school name or site code. For example, we will select Academy of Our Lady. After you've made this selection, please notice that several fields on the screen are pre-populated. Please also note that a school may be submitted an application per site code. That means that if your school has more than one site code, say a site code for the junior high and a site code for the senior high, you may submit an application for each of those entities. It is one site code per application. The site code cannot be edited, but please note that if the mailing information here is not correct, you may edit it. We are now at A2, Secondary Contact Information. If you would like a secondary contact to be available for this school, you may select Yes and enter in contact information. Please note that this person will only be contacted after several outreach attempts have been made to the primary contact. All communications and emails will be sent directly to the primary contact. The total student enrollment data will pre-populate as well based on information that the Louisiana Department of Education already has collected. You will be required to fill out the number of estimated students from low-income families enrolled in the school for this year. You will then select the data source used to calculate this number. Please note that these are all applicable data sources. It may be easiest to select your data source first and then go back and enter your number of estimated students. Based on the school selection, participation information has been pre-populated into the A4 question. Please note that this is a preliminary allocation of EANS funding. This number may change after all applications have been submitted. Please note this question mark next to any of the questions. This is help text. You may hover over the question mark to find out more information about the question. We are now moving to A42. Please provide your DUNS number. At this time, this number is not required to submit the application. Although if your application is found to be eligible, you will need to have a DUNS number to complete the second phase of the application. We are now moving to A4 Part 3. Your school has the option to opt out of receiving these funds. If you select no, you are choosing that your application will not be reviewed and your school will not be allowed to re-enter this program at a later time. If you wish to proceed with the EANS application, please select yes. If at any time you have a question concerning this application, you may call us at 833-575-1727 or email us at info@ldoe-eans.com. Once you have filled out this information, please select Next. You are now on Step 4 of 8, Part B, Non-Public School Eligibility. Please note this red language at the bottom. Based on your answers to the above questions, this language will update. So B1, is the school requesting services or assistance a nonprofit school? Please note at the end of this application, there will be a place for you to upload documentation as proof of your current nonprofit status. Please then attest to B2. You will check the box if the following statement is true. The school requesting services or assistance did not and will not apply for and receive a loan under the Small Business Administration's Paycheck Protection Program that is made on or after December 27, 2020. Based on your answers to these questions, the red text at the bottom will disappear. You are now able to move forward with the application. You are now on Step 5 of 8, Part C, Non-Public Schools Data. C1, Paycheck Protection Program. Did the school receive a loan guaranteed under the PPP before December 27, 2020? If you select yes, you will be required to enter a total amount of the PPP loan, and you will assure that any funds received under the EANS program were not already funded by this. C2, Impact of COVID-19. Please select any options that attributed to any of the impacts of COVID-19 on your school. You may select more than one option. After you have filled out these questions, you may select Next. You are now on Step 6 of 8, Part D, Non-Public School Services or Assistance Required. Please note that you have two options in this section. You may select reimbursement if you have an expense from March 12, 2020 through March 5, 2021, for which you will be seeking reimbursement through this program. Your other option is future expenditure. This means that your school will work with LDOE to procure any goods or services after March 5th to 2021. This will help the Department of Education understand your needs through the EANS program. Please note that you may select all that apply. After you have selected all of your options, you may hit Next. Please note that in a few of these categories, the only option that is available is a future expenditure, such as D3, D8, and D11. You are now at Step 7 of 8, Part E, Certifications by Non-Public Schools for the Emergency Assistance to Non-Public Schools program. Please read this information in its entirety. It includes a lot of important information relevant to the program. After reading this information, please certify under penalty of law that you have read the statements, that they are true and correct, and that you are the authorized representative of the school. A digital signature box will appear. Please enter your full legal name and hit Sign. Please fill out the remainder boxes on this page. Please remember that at any time if you have questions, you may call 833-575-1727 or email us at info@ldoe-eans.com. You are now at Step 8 of 8, Attachment. At this time, we are asking you to upload either your IRS tax-exempt status determination letter or a completed Form W-9 as proof of your school's nonprofit status. This is required documentation to complete the application. You will select Upload. Once this document has been uploaded, you may now hit Next. At this time, you may confirm your submission. Please ensure you filled out everything completely and accurately. You may go back and edit this information at any time. After reviewing all of this documentation, please certify under possible penalty of perjury under the laws of this jurisdiction that the preceding information is true and correct. If so, you may then hit Confirm and Submit. After you select Confirm and Submit, your application has been submitted to the program. Thank you for your interest in the Emergency Assistance for Non-Public Schools program.